In the Gospels, in Matthew chapter 19 specifically, we see Jesus' disciples try to block a group of people who are bringing children to Jesus for Jesus to lay hands on them. They're saying, no, why would you waste the master's time with these kids? They're blocking these children from coming to Jesus, and Jesus rebukes them. One of the few times that we hear Jesus give a strong rebuke, and he says, no, let the little children come to me. Let the little children come to me. The funny thing is that this is after a lesson the disciples should have picked up on, because in the previous chapter, chapter 18, Jesus tells his disciples that they should become more like little children. And if they had listened to his teaching, maybe they would have understood that they shouldn't block the little children from coming to Jesus, that Jesus cared about the children, about the kids, and that Jesus actually thought very highly of children, of kids. And when he says these words to his disciples, that they're to become like little children, oftentimes we use all kinds of fancy adult speak to talk about what this means. We say, well, we're supposed to have faith like children, because children just take the world as it is and they just trust their parents, and we're supposed to be like that with God. And that's true, and those are good interpretations. But at the same time, have you ever known a child who didn't enjoy having fun and just playing? In fact, a child can take any circumstance and anything and turn it into play. They can enjoy all kinds of different things that you face them with or that they come into contact with, simply because their native inclination is to make things fun. I was reflecting with a member of our church as our two kids played together that, you know, you never see two kids get put in a room together and they don't just immediately start playing with one another. And oftentimes you see kids just not even really know anything about the other kids, and they'll just start playing and having fun. Now, that doesn't mean that children don't have conflicts. It doesn't mean that children don't sometimes get in fights and stuff like that. But the readiness of children to accept someone else as a companion and as a friend and as somebody to have fun with and enjoy life together with is such deeper waters than how we adults tend to play it. So we miss out, I think, on a tremendous amount of fun because we're too worried about how we'll look, or we're too worried about what it'll accomplish, or we're too worried about the person we're spending the time with. Could we just relax a bit and have fun with those that God has put us into relationship with, and enjoy life together, because God has designed us to enjoy this life that He's given to us to share together? What an amazing thought for us to reflect on kids, and for those of us who have had kids or have been around kids, been able to witness kids, which is many of us. We can begin to reflect and think about those characteristics those kids have, and maybe take Jesus's words a tad bit more seriously and begin to choose to become like the little children, so that we too might find enjoyment and play and fun in the daily lives that God has given to us. Come back tomorrow. We'll be talking a little bit more about fun.